The Great Escape. High above the rusty red plains of Mars, the Ares Oasis biodome hummed with life. It was humanity's greatest achievement. A sprawling, glass-enclosed jungle where dinosaurs, cloned from ancient DNA, roamed freely. The star attraction was Titus, a Tyrannosaurus Rex with eyes the size of dinner plates and a roar that could vibrate the very air. Titus wasn't mean, just terribly curious. One day, while a team of scientists was calibrating a new plasma shield generator, Titus became fascinated by a giant, glowing maintenance bot that looked like a juicy, mechanical beetle. With a playful nudge of his massive snout, he bumped the bot right into the control panel. Bzzz kaboom! A shower of sparks erupted. The plasma shield flickered and died. An alarm blared, but Titus was already tumbling through the newly created hole, landing with a colossal thump on the red Martian soil outside. He was free, and Mars was not what he expected. The air was thin and cold, but his advanced biosuit, a requirement for all dinos on Mars, kept him warm and breathing. He took a tentative step, his giant foot sinking into the red dust. He looked back at the noisy, chaotic biodome, then forward at the vast, silent canyons. Curiosity won. With a happy rumble, Titus the T-Rex began his Martian adventure, a glowing, bizarre world. As Titus trekked away from the familiar, the twin moons of Mars cast a silvery light. Soon he noticed something amazing. The landscape began to glow. Strange, mushroom-like plants pulsed with a soft blue light. Fields of crystalline flowers hummed and changed color when he walked past. Firefly-like bugs with 6 wings zipped through the air, leaving shimmering trails of green sparkles. Titus was enthralled. He chomped playfully at the glowing bugs, who just giggled in tiny, bell-like chimes and danced around his head. This was much better than the biodome. He wandered into a canyon where the rocks themselves glowed with a deep purple light. That's when he heard a soft, sad, chirping sound. Following the noise, he found a little creature trapped under a fallen, glowing vine. It was a starbit. Meet Sparkle, the starbit. The creature was no bigger than Titus's claw. Its body was soft and round like a plush toy, and it was covered in a velvety midnight blue fur. But the most incredible part was the tiny, twinkling lights that dotted its back, just like a real constellation. It had huge, liquid silver eyes that looked up at the giant dinosaur with fear and hope. This was a starbit, a native Martian life form. Titus's big heart melted. He carefully lowered his massive head, and using the very tip of his snout, nudged the heavy vine. With a sprowing, the vine rolled away. The little starbit chirped happily, did a joyful flip in the low gravity, and floated right on to Titus's nose. It nuzzled against him, its tiny lights blinking rapidly in what seemed like gratitude. Titus let out a low, happy rumble that vibrated through the canyon. He had made a friend. He decided to call the little creature Sparkle. The crystal caves and the glimmergloops. Sparkle, now perched comfortably on Titus's head like a living, twinkling hat, seemed to understand that this big, clumsy creature was friendly. Using a series of chirps and light patterns, it guided Titus deeper into the canyon, towards a hidden entrance. Inside was the most spectacular sight Titus had ever seen. The crystal caves were a colossal underground world. Giant gemstones of every color grew from the floor and ceiling, reflecting and amplifying the natural glow of the cave. A gentle, warm mist filled the air, and there were more creatures. Bouncy, jelly-like blobs called glimmer gloops rolled around, absorbing the light and glowing from within. They bounced off Titus's legs like living, squishy balls, and he let out a deep, chuckling roar that echoed musically through the crystals. He was no longer a lonely, escaped dinosaur. He was the king of a magical, glowing kingdom, the rescue party, and a new home. Back at Ares Oasis, head scientist Dr. Arya had assembled a rescue team. "Remember," she said, "we tranquilize and retrieve. No harm comes to Titus." They followed his massive footprints in the red dust, which led them straight to the glowing canyon. When they reached the entrance to the crystal caves, they stopped in their tracks, their jaws hanging open. There, in the middle of the glowing wonderland, was Titus. The mighty T-Rex was lying down peacefully, surrounded by bouncing glimmergloops. On his head, a tiny starbit was making its lights dance in a complex pattern, and Titus was watching, mesmerized, his tail thumping contentedly on the crystal floor. Dr. Arya lowered her tranquilizer rifle. She couldn't believe it. They had come to rescue a dinosaur, only to find he had discovered an entire alien ecosystem and was living in perfect harmony with it. She made a decision. Over the intercom, she announced, "Stand down, team. We're not bringing him back." They built a new, larger biodome around the crystal caves, a place where the dinosaurs of Earth and the alien life of Mars could live together. Titus became the official guardian of the Martian sanctuary, and his best friend, Sparkle the Starbit, never left his side. Titus had found his true home, not as an exhibit, but as the gentle giant of the glowing red planet, proving that adventure and friendship can be found in the most unexpected places, even 140 million miles from home.